Hello everybody, welcome back to the Lore Cave. Another week, another commission. Today we're actually going to be working on upgrading an older commission of mine. Sorry Kaza, I know you think it might be yours, but actually it's a different commission. This one's for somebody else. Let me pull it up. Hello, it's me. No Lore Cave today because it turns out that's just breaking all of my redeems, and honestly I'd rather have some redeems in an empty room like this than no redeems at all, or like half of them. But yeah, today we're gonna be working on Winter here. Winter is a model that was commissioned by me I think mid last year ish. It was one of the first commissions that I took on Fiverr a while back. So at that time I was still fairly new. I had not learned how to do like hand sculpting textures, and the ones I did sculpt were really not that great. Despite that though, his reference was toon shaded. It was a toon shaded model, hence the very flat textures here all across the whole body, and the eyes are done with like an eye void rather than an eyeball. So if you look at it with the topology on, you can see it's like a void with a disc in it. And that works if you're trying to go for a model that looks 2D from all angles. So like no matter what angle you look at him at, he looks 2D. With very, very little drawing along his muscle lines here, as were shown on the reference. I don't have that reference anymore. I think it was given to me on oh, this is a different commission this is for Xander. This one's coming out pretty good too. I guess I could show this one real quick. This one does not have hand sculpted scales. This is just flat. This is just a straight up texture thrown onto the model just to give the body, you know, something a little bit more than just flat colors. He didn't spring for like the hand sculpted stuff, so you know, but it's still pretty good. Yo Fury, what's going on? And Bull, what's going on? So this one's one of my newer ones. Has a little crown on it. I really like that crown. Shut up, I'm not a nerd. You're a nerd. You're annoyed. But yeah, we're not working on Xander today. Today we're gonna be doing some hand sculpting on our boy. Damn. We'll be doing some hand sculpting today on our boy Winter. So in order to make this happen though, we're gonna need to update his model, because not only is he getting realistic textures, more so like this with this reference provided, he's also gonna be getting VRChat blend shapes for his face tracking, so he can have face tracking like mine. So we're taking a commission that we made last year and putting it through the works. It's gonna be one heck of a job. So there's a few things that we're gonna have to do with the model before we even start on the sculpting. First off, because it's gonna be realistic textures, this spot where the wings connect to the back, we're not gonna be able to just shove them in there like that, because they're actually separate. You can see right here, you can just pull them right off. Oi, Drax, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for the raid. It's good to see you. We just got started. You're coming in just the right time. Just the right time. But yeah, like I was saying, you can pull these wings right out. He doesn't have toggles on that allow him to turn his wings on and off. So what we're gonna have to do in order to make this look seamless with the hand sculpting is we are gonna have to attach these wings, including where the webbing is right here. Otherwise, we're gonna have some problems. Well, I appreciate the raid either way, Drax. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you get some rest. Get you some water. Go for a walk. This Sturg's name is Winter. Winter Icarus. What else do we have to do? The design of his head is pretty much still good. I think if we have to do one thing, I think I might end up remodeling the fluff in his ears, or at the very least, putting some, we'll probably just paint some fur-like texture on it whenever we get to that stage. Let me see, we are going to have to restructure his head because if the rest of his body looks realistic, but he still has this eye void, it's going to look uncanny as fuck. It's going to look like one of those like AI generated images that looks like it's, you know, it looks like a 3D model, but it's really just an image of a 3D model and not an actual 3D model. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. We're gonna have to, let's get that fixed right now. Luckily, he's not a terribly high poly model, so this is actually not going to be too hard to do. But in order to not get distracted by the textures, we're going to go ahead and do this. Let's see. I think to make this even... Wait, does this thing... Let me double check. I want to make sure that he's not asymmetrical. I think he is symmetrical everywhere except for his jewelry, which is like whatever. All right, just double checking. Yeah, okay. That'll make this so much easier. So let's go ahead and remove the jewelry, separate it into its own object. There we go. I don't know why this still have this collection. Oh, I got 2 cats in here with me today. And they are fighting. Well, they're not fighting. They're just batting at each other. Which they know they're not supposed to be doing. Y'all behave. Y'all behave. There we go, no jewelry. Yeah, I got 2 cats in here today. Not just Flippy. So what we're gonna do to make this quicker and easier on ourselves, we're gonna go ahead and split this right down the middle. Reason is because I don't want to sculpt both sides of this thing separately. We want to, all the changes that we're gonna make to the mesh and to the or all to the mesh and to the textures, and whenever we start adding the hand sculpted scales, we only want to do it once. I don't want to do it twice. As much as I love doing it, I don't like doing things twice. If there's one thing I hate more than anything, it's repeating myself. Can't stand it. These might not mirror perfectly, but these are pretty easy to replicate. No. Yeah, I just vivisected them like that one scene in 13 Ghosts. Well, I guess he got vivisected like crosswise like that. Oh, that's creepy. It kind of looks like when you go to like an anatomy museum and you see like the bodies are split right down the center. And you can see what they look like on the inside. That's spooky. There we go. Slap on a mirror modifier, turn on clipping, and we should be good to go. Let's see. All right, to begin with, we're gonna pull the wing away a bit. Oh, shoot. Are these separate? Okay, no, they're not. Jeez, this is definitely one of my earlier models. Well, actually, that's not a bad idea. Why did I stop doing it like that? Well, I imagine, actually, yeah, I remember now. Oh, I stopped doing it this way because whenever the wings folded a certain way, let me pull these back for a second. Whenever the wings folded a certain way, the bottom level, as you can see right here, would clip into itself. So like the back layer back here would clip into itself. Doesn't make for a good look. You can't really see it on a toon shaded model, but you can see it once we make this thing realistic. So we're gonna need, man, these wings are gonna need some work, but it's okay. I was paid to work, so I shall work. Oh, Mama. That's my other cat in here. Her name is Mama. I bring her in here sometimes. She's like the only cat that she's the only cat I really trust to bring out here with Flippy, because Flippy's kind of an incel. He does not get along well with other cats. But something about her doesn't quite set him off as bad. Hey, watch streak. That's new to me. Interesting. Man, I haven't modeled wings like this in a long time. Gives you a big old chunk of points. That's a lot of points right off the bat. Yeesh. Not gonna lie, I might actually just pull wings from a different model. You know what? Well, it would be off model, because I was thinking about taking the wings from... I was thinking about taking the wings from either Jarek or Braveheart, but I think, yeah, theirs are off model because they've got the elbow spike. And Winter doesn't have an elbow spike on his wings. So we should probably not do that. But then again, I think the wings on Xander, I don't think his have an elbow spike. Let's see. They don't. And I know for a fact that he's got webbing that is only 2-dimensional. All right, I think that's what we are gonna do. Yeah, we'll append his model and we'll give it a shot. Let me double check the topology here. Which one has better topology on the wings? Oh, definitely Xander's. Like, this isn't bad, but Xander's is definitely better. All right. Go figure, you know, you gotta get better after a year. All right, we're gonna append his model in here. This one? Yes. Well, I also need the wing webbing. Append. Body. Whatever. One of these is the wings, is the wing webbing. All right, just need one wing, thanks. I bought some candy today on Amazon. Me and Nessie share the same Amazon account because she has Prime. And I forgot to switch the card from her card to mine. And she just texted me saying, did you use my card to buy $20 worth of candy? I'm like, uh-oh. I'm gonna get in trouble now. It's over for me, fellas. This could be my last stream. So we're only going to need to do a couple of things here to make these wings work on model with Winter here. For one, they need to be a little bit smaller. As much as I like gigantic wings, Winter didn't really have the big old wings like me. If I have like total creative control over the design of a model, you best believe that I'm going to give them big old wings. Big old wings. And a massive tail too. That's definitely something I'm gonna do. But we don't have full control over this model. This one had a reference, and I remember it. So we're gonna go off of that. There we go, attach it. It automatically applies our mirror modifier to it. Now we're just going to figure out how to get them to attach. Shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Both the models were around the same level of detail when it came to polygons and resolution. So we're sitting at 10 vertices for the actual shoulder and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 7 edges for the actual webbing. So we need to make a hole in the back here that fits 10 vertices. That should be roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or actually, not 1, 2, 3, 4. With one span added for good measure. We'll delete these faces. Makes a circle with 8. Wait. No, I'm wrong. There we go. That makes a circle with 10 spans. We smooth it out a little bit, make it more circular. Actually, okay, never mind. We're good. I didn't want to delete that. I didn't know how far this back line went. All right. We will now connect them. All right. I'm doing a wing transplant. Everybody be quiet, okay? This is a delicate procedure. Very delicate procedure. I need to be totally concentrating. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Lippy, stop it. He tastes the chicken on my fingers and he's trying to lick it off of me. Get away. Get away. No. 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 You bad kitty. You already had your lunch. That's my lunch. No, I will not wash my hands. No. He's doing it for me. Ew, it tastes, smells like fish. Ew. Get away. Alright, I think I'm just gonna stitch them together like this. Kind of feels like sewing. We're sewing the mesh together. All right, Nessie's texted me something. Hang on. Talking financials. Yeah. Man, you guys don't understand. I am so lucky to have that woman. She did all of our taxes for us this year. And I thought for sure that I was gonna be completely screwed over on taxes. I really thought for sure it was going to turn me inside out, especially because last year was like the first full year in which I was doing art full time and making all like 100% of my income. Well, like 85% of my income from art rather than like books or any other writing jobs. I thought for sure I was going to be cooked, but nope. She worked some magic And we ended up getting $250 back, which I just said, you take it. You take that shit, baby. Telling you, man, telling you guys, just find yourself a woman like Nessie, and your life will just be better. Life will just be good. Find you a woman that challenges you and completes you like Nessie. Should be editing. Hey, you and me both. You know, I recorded. I'm in that same boat with you now. I'm making YouTube videos, and people are actually watching them. I don't know what. I don't. This is not something that I was prepared for. Okay, but here we go. Now I have to actually produce content. I hope you're happy. You passed the bug on to me like some kind of plague. But hey, how's it going, Jarek? Pog. Your suffering brings me happiness. That's okay. My suffering brings me some kind of twisted happiness too. The only thing that makes me feel better about my suffering is that somebody out there is suffering more than me. That's the only thing that gets me up in the morning. That and the Adderall. I imagine mostly the Adderall. Damn, these wings look low. I'm just gonna do that. It's fine. Ugh. Can you imagine if the dragon was colored like this? Look like if this were his actual textures and not just like sculpting masks. Looked like he was straight out of Digital Circus. That's the only way to live in VRChat. Trust me, it's even worse whenever you have a quadruped avatar. Like, you're already just, your whole body is already big and fuck off. Then you add the wings in there, and it's just multiplied. I simply cannot go into indoor worlds. But yeah, Winter here is not quite as fuck-offy as you and me. His wings are reasonably sized. And he's a blue dragon. The nerve of existing in this world as a blue dragon. Just kidding, Winter, if you're watching this, I love you, man. You're cool. I almost used your wings for this guy, but his ref doesn't have the elbow spike. So it would have been off model. Can't always reuse assets. Sometimes you just, well, I ended up reusing a different asset. But Sometimes you do have to make assets from scratch. There are some people, some 3D artists I know, who only, and I mean only, make things from scratch 100% of the time, every time. I'm not sure how they do it or why, but they do. His wing claws curl like hooks. Oh mama, oh my goodness. She is my princess, y'all. I know parents aren't supposed to have favorites, but I very much do. Mama's my favorite. She's my favorite cat. Oh my gosh. We call her Mama because she was a stray cat that we adopted off, off the streets, as we do with like most of our cats. But she, by the time but before we even adopted her, she had already had one litter, and she was a very young cat. Vet said she had to be like maybe 1 year old. And before we adopted her, she would just come over and we'd feed her. But then whenever our landlord at the time was going on his fucking Joker mode and decided to, punish people for feeding the strays, we had to take her inside in order to keep taking care of her. And by the time we actually got her indoors, she was pregnant with a second litter of kittens. And she had a big old belly. So we had the pregnancy terminated so that she wouldn't have to suffer a second litter, because vet said that it would probably kill her because she was still like just barely over a year old. And but even though the pregnancy was terminated, she still had the big old belly, and her skin there has been stretched out pretty badly. So she's kind of stuck with a big belly forever. She's healthy and she's fine. She just looks incredibly pregnant all the time, even though she's fixed. And that is why we call her Mama. And she is my favorite princess. Thank you for coming to my kitty cat TED Talk. All right, I think we got these wings ready to go, more or less. We'll see whenever we rig them. Next up, before we really start digging into the sculpting, what else did I need to do? All right, it's the head. We don't need this anymore because he's not toon shaded. Don't need this anymore because we're not doing that. He needs to have a 3D eyeball now. So we're gonna add in, gonna append my procedural eyeballs. Winter, buddy, what's going on? We're about to install your new eyeballs. Because if we're going to give you realistic eyes or realistic scale textures, we have to untunify your model. Meaning he needs to have realistic eyeballs to match him, otherwise he's going to look really bad. We also needed to give you some new wings. He looks kind of crazy right now. We needed to give you some new wings. Go ahead and just remove all of these for now. I'll show you why. Enter to body. Okay. So the thing about your old wings is that they weren't actually connected to your body like this. Let me see, let me open up your old one. Your old wings were not connected at all. They were just like this. So that you could pull the whole thing out if you wanted to. But because it's toon shaded, you couldn't see this disconnection right here. If I turn off the mesh, you can't even see that it's not connected. So we had to give you some new wings that were connected. Another thing, we also had to make wings that don't have depth on their webbing like this. We needed to make sure that they were flat, because with toon shaded wings, if you close them or open them, you can't really see this very well whenever they're toon shaded. But whenever you close them in like this, we go into the solid view, they clip into each other. The back layer clips into the front layer. And that's not good. That looks really bad if the model is not toon shaded, which your new one will not be. So we had to give him new wings, but I think they're an improvement. Yeah, these will bend a lot better. We'll need to adjust them a little bit because they are a little skinny, and you got a little thicker wings. But what we're about to do is modify your face a little bit so that you're a little more ready to where it looks a little bit more realistic. Kind of looks hilarious right now, but we're gonna try to make it match this image a little bit more. So the eyes are going to be a little smaller. Let's change those colors up. I think our main color is like a light blue here. Our sclera color is white. The darks, we'll play with that a little bit. Very pretty. I'm going to fool around with that pupil a little bit. Make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, these procedural eyes really are just magnificent. They're better than anything I could just draw by hand. And even if they aren't perfect, I can always bake this onto a texture and then modify the texture as needed. All right, now we're going to give you some more realistic shaped eyelids to go with those new eyeballs. Right there. Looking good. The thing about toon shaded eyes or one of the things about toon shaded eyes, is you can make them be shaped like anything, really. You know, you can almost draw them with mesh. Can't really do that with realistic eyes. So they're not quite as big, but they're still big enough to kind of convey that this is like a stylized model. Next, we need to kind of sink in just a little bit to give them like the actual eye lid, because this is what's going to close when you close your eyes. Say what? Yeah, this void is kind of being a pain in the ass right now. It is no longer needed. Go. Almost got her. I'm gonna do that same thing with the ears. I might be able to keep the fluff separate, but not the ears. We're doing an ear transplant on you next. I hope you have good insurance. He is, yes. So I was meaning to ask you this earlier, but I forgot until just now. What I'm doing right now are things that are like entirely necessary to add the realistic scales and not have them look weird. But would you want me to make him look more like the proportions of this reference? Or do you want me to keep this pretty much exactly mostly on model and just add the scales to it? Because I can do both. Like right now, now that the eyes and wings are fixed, we can do that. We can just straight up add the stuff to it next. Add the scales to it next if you wanted me to. But if you were wanting me to make it look more like that, we could as well. Change its proportions. All right, gotcha. Just wanted to be sure before I started sculpting, because once I start sculpting, it's like, or once like I cover, the scales, it's covered in scales, it's like, it's too late. It's too late to go back, because you can't really change the proportions too much once we start on that. Or, we could, but, rather not have to backtrack, so. Good to know. I will leave his proportions as is. Just do what is necessary to make sure that the scales look good. Once he goes killy, you never go back. True. True. I used to be a normie. Now look at me. Look what you've done to me. I was an ironic scaly, now I'm a legit one, I guess. And by you, I mean the furry community at large. There you go. Now your ear is attached. Imagine it was kind of hard to hear whenever your ear was not actually attached to your head. Every time you scratch it, it just falls off. Perfect. All right. The claws don't really need to be attached. Really. It's mostly just the big parts. Same thing with like the teeth. Well, I better double check what the teeth look like. These are fine. These are fine. Well, it looks like some of them accidentally got merged together, but that's okay. I'll fix that right now. Hey, what's going on, Pyramid Mine? What you doing? What you doing in my streams? You think you can just come around here and tell me hi? You have any idea who I am? Oh, fantastic. Another big step forward in the completion of the Triangle Expanded universe. I have not had another model with teeth quite as unique as Winter's. Or at least like the kind that can protract or retract and stuff whenever they open the mouth, like a snake. Those are pretty cool. I wish more people would ask me for those. I haven't heard of it because I made it up and I've assigned it to you. Now you have a whole universe to build. Never finished. You will never be finished. Ever. Okay. That should... these are all screwed up anyway. Nobody could pay me enough money in the world to make a 4-hour video. No way. I can make 4 hours worth of videos, plural, but not one video. No way. Nessie thinks I'm crazy because she's one of those people who like loves watching video essays that go on and on and on and on a single niche subject. And I'm just like, no, dog. If the video's longer than like 20 minutes, I don't even bother. That's just me, though. That's just me. I'm not saying what you're doing is bad. I'm not saying what you're doing bad. I think it's gonna be one hell of a project, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. But that's one hell of a project. You are braver than me, my friend. There we go. Oh. Stupid. Ugh. It's a good thing you're getting new Vizooms. Once you make ARKit for a model, it's really easy to make even better VRChat Vizooms that really match up with your ARKit as best as they can. My hour-long videos. Well, at least you guys have the mental fortitude to edit that much footage. I don't at all. I can barely edit my 10-minute or my 5 to 10-minute videos on writing before I start to lose my mind. Because like I know how to edit. Doing it in I've got it set in CapCut to like, you know, with hotkeys so that I can like very, very, very quickly, like just by pressing buttons on the keyboard, start cutting out bad takes over and over again till I got it looking like how I want it to. All right, I don't know why, but even then it takes me forever to get it done, to get anything done. Oh, just wait till you see me start sculpting the scales. Some people like look at how I do that and they're thinking, are you out of your goddamn mind? And I'm like, nah, dude, I just like doing it. I just think it's neat. Let's see. I don't really have a very clear image of what your, I think I asked you this, but I can't remember. What did your underside look like? Is it plated like mine is right now? Or is it more more like Jarek's, where it's like smooth? Of course, he doesn't really have scales. Doesn't really have like a hand sculpted scales going on. Plated? Okay. So like mine. Like where it's like pretty aggressive. Or I guess you can also see let's see who's a good example. Braveheart, excellent example. What the? Oh, it's because I was taking renders. Like Braveheart's is a good example. He's got some aggressive plating going on there. Like the model I'm using? Okay. Ow! Cat's attacking me. Mama, goddammit. Hey, Dio, how's it going, buddy? Rock and roll. Yeah, he's got some pretty aggressive plating. All right, we'll do that same thing. So if that's the case, before we get started on the sculpt, we are gonna have to do some reshaping here to make room for those plates. First off, we're gonna have to get rid of your chest. Alright, say goodbye to your peck. Look, I guess you are heartless. Empty inside. Well, thank you for the tip. So, at the risk of sounding incredibly sus, time to get in those guts. Alright, I'm just gonna clean this entire thing up. Just gonna get it as smooth as I can get it. Just mess with the topology of your arms a little bit. This shouldn't be too difficult. I honestly don't know what the fuck I was thinking when I made this. Like, I really don't. Some of these triangulations are just baffling me. Just incredibly baffling. Like this one I get because you had a belly button, but like not the others. Oh, I definitely have. I've made very big leaps and strides since your first model. That is for sure. Oh yeah, he's definitely going to be model. He's going to be definitely armored there, protected. Definitely going to be protected. I keep jumping back and forth between a paladin and a warlock in Baldur's Gate. I can't fully decide which one I like better. I have to play some kind of spell sword kind of class. That's just something I always gravitate towards. And though between those two, I can't really decide which one I like better, but I am leaning towards warlocks. I remember making your frost breath. That was a fun challenge. It was hard though. Fire is easy. You know, the process of making fire in Unity is like pretty much a solved issue. But like Frost, I mean, oh, it's always going to be like it's always going to carry its own challenges. Ah. What the? What? I have no idea what that was. But I don't want it to happen again. Oh, the Dark Urge looks fun too. I've seen people play around with his story, and it's like super neat. Yeah, this is some pretty baffling choices for topology. I have no idea what the heck I was thinking in some of these bits. Whereas, like, in some other bits, I'm just like, oh, well, oh, this is neat. Whoa, look at that. I'm like, oh, wow, look at that. That's a good idea. Why did I stop doing that? And then there are other parts of this I'm like, ooh, ew, ee, ooh, ooh. Oh yeah, like if there was one thing I did not care about is whether or not they were lore accurate. I did not care about that one bit. Like, I was like, go ahead, go off, Larian Studios, do whatever you want. Make those Dragonborn exactly like how I imagined them. Ooh. I only wish that they went a little bit harder and like made them like have digigrade legs. That's the only problem I have with their design, is that the Dragonborn do not have digigrade legs. But however, I can understand why they didn't do it, because, you know, if they're the only race in the whole game that has digigrade legs, then they're going to need special armor models for that work just with the Dragonborn. And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of extra work. A lot of extra models, textures. Yeah. Same thing if they would have given them tails like this. Could you imagine like this? As cool as it would have been. I'm just glad we got what we got. And honestly, the heads on those Dragonborn look so good that I was inspired to make my own, you know? Hence, Lore's Dragonborn. Yeah, they have like some crazy character customization options compared to like everybody else. I started off playing as a Dragonborn, but then whenever I started other playthroughs as like an elf or something else, I felt like I had maybe 2 options. You know, like there's the cutesy little feminine female elf, and then there's the butch lesbian elf. There is no in between. There is no in between. Same thing with the guys. Like honestly, like human customization in that game is like non-existent, and I think that's strange. It's unusual to imagine. Yeah, exactly. Like in Morrowind, that's how they got around that problem in Morrowind. They just said, no, you just can't equip these things. We're not going to make new models for these digigrade characters. You're just not going to use this armor. Cope and seethe furry cells, they said. I'm like, gee, thanks. Thanks, Bethesda. You guys are such good developers. I'm so glad that you guys exist and make quality products for us. In your infinite wisdom. In case y'all couldn't tell, I got a bit of a hate boner for Bethesda. They've totally fallen off. Just gives Blender. Yeah, that already exists, Winter. It's called VRChat. It's called VRChat, and to some extent, Valheim, because you can use VRMs in Valheim. So you can actually import VRM models into Valheim and play as yourself. I haven't tried it yet, but I know it's possible. I don't think that the Argonians in Skyrim were digigrade. Not that I can remember. I think they just said, nah, fuck it, and just made them humans with scales. Welcome to the live stream. Now that you're here, you're not allowed to leave. It's too late. There we go. All right, I've successfully removed your chest. I'm sorry, there was no saving it. I'm also a red dragon. Well, welcome to the club. We've got several red dragons in chat right now. You are among friends. You are among friends. Oh yeah, except for Winter. Winter's a blue dragon, but it's okay. We don't fault him for that. We don't fault him for that. We are a loving and supporting community who cater to all disabilities, even if you're blue. Ow.
Hello, Braver. Today we're working on giving good old Winter here an upgrade.
Winter is a model that I made last year, and he was toon shaded. I'll show you what he looked like before. This was before. But now he's wanting to have some more realistic scales, kind of like what you got. Hey, Chilky, how's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. We have a true artist amongst us now, everybody. A real professional 3D artist, not like me. But yes, this was Winter's original model. Made this about a year ago-ish, and he was toon shaded. Minus the jewelry. So he had like an eye void instead of an eye ball. The wings weren't attached, because it didn't really matter since it's toon shaded. And the wings were not two-dimensional like they are now. But now he's wanting to upgrade not only with AR kit blend shapes, but also with hand sculpted scales in this fashion, kind of like my Dragonborn model. So what we're doing right now is we're prepping the mesh to, for one, look more realistic with a cohesive single object. So whenever, the wings are now connected, up with the scales. Oh, don't you worry. I've got it down to a science. I've got her down to a science. And hopefully this time, hopefully the stream doesn't crash. I think I've got my bandwidth problem or my RAM problem handled. I think. And if I don't, then I'll just cry for the next 2.5 hours on stream, and you guys are all gonna have to watch, or you're bad people. But yeah, we've prepped the mesh. We've taken out his chest topology so that we can now add some plating instead. We took out the eye void and replaced it with an eyeball. We've attached the ears, so now that's all one piece. Same thing with the wings, all the way down the webbing. What else? So far, that's it. We're still working on changing up the topology of the body so that it matches, or so that it's better, so that it can better receive our scales. What's going on, Alistair? I'm guessing you were the feathered guy from YouTube. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. I think we're getting kind of close to 1,000, aren't we? It's been a while since I've looked at my follower count. YouTube's been popping off for me lately, so I haven't really been paying much attention to my Twitch following. Nope, we still got a good ways to go. Oh well. Either way, I appreciate everyone who follows. Let's see, do I want to add 2 spans here? I could, but no. What to do? Wholesome Red Dragon post? Yes. Safe for work for the most part. You can cuss, you can talk like an adult, but we're not like, I don't role play or anything like that. Let's see. I am trying to. That is a good image. Is that you? Well, how about that? See, I think I can just merge these. And fuck it. If you knew me, I can't say that I do, but I'm very bad with names, so if we met somewhere before, I'm sorry. Yeah, there we go. Okay, okay. It's pretty obvious now that I see it for the mesh here. Am I crazy? Am I missing something here? All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this. We're going to adjust the silhouette so that even though it's going to be a low poly model, from any angle you look at it at, it's going to look like he's got the plating on him. Am I the only bunny? For now, yes. Unless Rabbit Sensei shows up. But I think he's streaming right now. But don't worry. We cater to all types here. I just happen to attract tons and tons and tons of dragons. Not really sure why though. Don't know what they're all here to see. Not sure why all of you guys are here. Oh. Okay, now I get it. Winter got it. But exposing there, you guys don't keep this a secret. You guys are not very secretive about it. All right, so what we're doing here is we're marking where the chest plating is going to go. Pretty much. I like to keep it as its own separate portion of your UV map. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just make some plating here. And once we get ready to sculpt this plating, it will look nice on your silhouette. So that's just the way I do plating. For those, if you're new to modeling and you want to make your own Sona, and you want to add like chest plating like how I've got on me right here. Like that. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your topology is set up for it, which basically is just a straight grid, straight line all the way down. Nothing curving, no circles, ideally. You're going to take that about as thick as you think your plating would be. If you have like really thin plating, like really, really thin, it could be like that much. But for most of the case, it's going to be like at least 2 or 3 layers of bases. You're going to extrude it out just a little bit. Doesn't really matter how far just yet. You're going to select the top line like that. Control X, and that will dissolve that. And then right underneath it, you're going to press Control R, and that adds a span right along here. Then you're just going to tap at it lightly with a smoothing brush. Either that, or you're going to select it all and click smooth. That's how you do it. But I usually, before I start smoothing anything, I go ahead and do this, but for all of the plating going down. And then I'll smooth it all together. It's going to look like caca for a little bit, so, but don't judge me. Some people, the way I used to do it a long time ago was I would model the plating in separately as its own object and then just slap it into the model. And that was okay for a while. Most people who model dragons, freelance professionals wouldn't do that, but like freelance, they would do that. You see it all the time in VRChat avatars that have kind of plating like this, where they will just model the plating and then shove it in there like it's like a sticker or a piece of clothing. And the problem with that is that it doesn't ever, unless you want to spend like hours upon hours weight painting, it doesn't ever fully deform perfectly with your model. I don't like spending hours and hours and hours weight painting. I don't imagine there's a lot of people who do. So I like to model it in when at all possible. I mean, sure, you could do like a mesh transfer to make it mostly work, but even then it's hit or miss. Especially like if your model is low poly and needs to be optimized like a VRChat avatar. If it is like low poly-ish, like this model is, a very high poly, you're gonna need a... Oh yeah, I got that backwards. Yeah, no, yeah, if it's a very low poly model, like this one, and you try to put on like a bunch of plating on top of a stomach that's already there, it's not a very optimized model. You know, you're covering a lot of faces. It's one thing to do that with clothing, but it's like another thing to do it with like the base body, and then you got to put clothing on top of it if it's like anthro, or often they do. I'm a bit of an optimization stickler, so it's like I like very anal about it. Because I came from like a background of game dev modeling and not like specifically VTuber avatar modeling or stuff like that. Like to me, like anything above 30,000 polygons is like really high. Because if you try to put anything above that in a video game, your project manager is going to look at you, or your level designers are going to be asking like, hey, why is our game freezing every time your model appears on screen? And you're just gonna be like, I don't know, you guys must be bad at coding. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just like sometimes I let it get in the way of what my VTuber, I let it get in the way of my VTuber models, because VTubers, it doesn't matter. Like VTubers, you can go up to like, I've seen some go up to like 400,000 polygons and run just fine. But the big difference is that they're the only thing on screen that's, you know, that's being rendered most of the time. And unless they got like a really big ass environment or something. But in most cases, they are the only thing that's up on screen. And, you know, so you can have it up there with as much polygons as you really want to. Well, up to a certain point. I think the highest poly model that I've ever made was, I think it was like 140K. And that was because it had multiple layers of clothing that needed to be rendered all at the same time because they were, oh god, they were see-through. Hi Reshiram, how's it going? Welcome in. Right. And now you just kind of shape them the way that you want them. So if you have your plating and you don't want it to be like just like this, so let's say if you want it to be sharp down the center, you just take that center one, you can start pushing it down like that and out. The one thing to keep in mind is that you don't want to overlap your plating on top of each other. For example, I don't want to, like for instance, take this vertice and like put it on top of another one like this. There's no reason to do that. If you paint it right, then even though they are like connected here, you can make it look like it's resting on top of it. Kind of like mine right now. The way that I've painted these lines, it makes it look like it's resting directly on top of it when it's really just hovering right above it. So this would be like, you imagine it, this would be the tip of the plate resting on top of the one beneath it whenever I get ready to paint this or sculpt it. So if you really wanted them to be like super aggressive plates or like super spiky, you would push them out like this, but never like resting it on top like that. It's always gonna come out that way. And since we are now doing a realistic or hard body model, there's a lot of things that we can't hide with toon shading anymore, with texturing. We have to, you know, we are going to have to make sure that our topology is on point before we even start texturing it. Probably take these seams off too, don't really actually need these. All right, then we're going to turn that strength way down just so we can lightly smooth this out. Right then. The normals are all kinds of fucked up right now because we've been extruding like crazy and dissolving like crazy. They're big mad. Those normals are big mad right now. Cool but cringe. Suck my balls. Suck them good. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make a little room there before that merges. Now that you got plating, you're going to need a bit more of a thigh gap. All right, let's do the same thing on your tail. You don't really have to do it like right between the legs. It's just going to get in your way and it's going to clip. So just paint lines there and you'll be good. Ow. Flippy is digging his claws into me right now. I don't know. Ow. Ow. Making bread on me. Stop it. Flippy's a sweetheart, but man. Ow. He's got claws. Ow. They're strong enough to pierce dragon scales. He definitely wants attention. Constantly. Non-stop. I used to have a cam, like a separate webcam, just for him, but it broke. Now I've yet to buy a new one. I kind of want to just get like a really cheap one. Like just a really just bare bones camera that I can hook up just for him, just so y'all can experience what I have to work through. Telling you, I'd be able to finish models about 10 times faster if I didn't have a cat resting in my keyboard or like laying inside my keyboard all day long. I will definitely grit one now. Business is really starting to pick up lately. I think now that the holidays are well and gone and people have financially recovered from them, I am starting to get more commissions here and there. So I might actually start splurging a little bit on streams. It is nice. Have you noticed any of that too? I know that Bull had mentioned the same thing, that like their commissions had started to improve. Sure as heck makes me feel better because, man, it was getting to a point where I was getting super discouraged. Nah, I feel ya. And a lot of the work that I have been getting isn't like full on from scratch commissions, so it's just a lot of smaller jobs, kind of like this one. You know, adding AR kit here, sculpting some scales there. Bravehearts, I think, is the last like from scratch commission I currently have in my queue. And his is done. Like, his is done and passed, so as soon as this is done, I'm kind of just waiting on my next one. I'm just fortunate enough that like I don't really have to, you know, I'm not like the sole proprietor of my household. You know, I have my wife to help pay the bills. Restaurants too. Well, I guess people are really starting to kind of recover from that, and they have a little more expendable income. I imagine. I just now, like, I think it was like last Sunday, learned what VGen was. I didn't even know, I heard the term over and over again, but I just assumed it was I thought it was another VTuber agency or some shit, so I just kind of ignored it. Did not realize that it was actually an artist or a hub for artists to accept commissions. I was like, oh, fuck. Because like I heard people were like applying for it, and I just assumed it was a VTuber agency. I was like, ah, fuck, I don't fuck around with VTuber agencies. But well, now I know. And finally, yeah, I just applied and got in there, and it seems kind of nice, honestly. It's a lot better than Fiverr. You know, it's just I think it's just a flat 5% fee that they charge, whereas Fiverr's is up there in like 25%. Yeesh. Taxes. You know what? Yeah, could be that too. You know, people have either already paid their taxes or have already gotten their tax returns and are just looking for something to burn it on. I should run a special, like on just an ad campaign on Twitter being like, don't know what to spend your tax return on? Look no further. It's time to begin your VTuber career today. Get yourself a fully custom VTuber model with all the bells and whistles. Don't just get the model, get the fully custom environment, animations. I want to fix these up. They're a little poly for my liking. Even for me. We got ours basically immediately, but I don't know anything about taxes. Nessie does all of our taxes because she's the businesswoman, you know. She's the business person. She runs all of my ads for my books. I used to do that myself, but then she got into the advertising agency, and I realized really quickly that I'm not an advertising person. And that was the best decision I ever made. She is just a genius at managing ad campaigns. Very profitable. Okay, so now we went through all that trouble, and what we accomplished with that is now, from any angle at a glance, the silhouette of this model now looks like it has plating on it, and that's what's important. What I could have done if I was, you know, if I wanted to keep this as low poly as possible, was just sculpt the plating on and then bake it onto the normal map, like I did with the Dragonborn. Let's see, do I have that open right now? Let's see. Show you guys what I mean. There we go. The Draco. Lore's Dragonborn. Oh wait, this is the one that's posed. Hang on. So this is what the Draco looks like without any of his textures on or his normal map. It's very flat, doesn't have the plating textured into him. But if we go to material mode, assuming this doesn't crash my computer, they've got the plating, but it's all just painted on and just baked onto a normal map. So this is fine if you're trying to make a quest compatible model. Same thing with the plating on the back. But if you're trying to make, you know, something that's a little bit higher res, we added the plating on directly to the mesh so that even if we like zoom in really close, you could still see the ridges of the plating and it's not just flat. At a distance, looks fine, looks great. It's just once you get really close, that's when you're like, eee. So this is what we're gonna do for you, and it's gonna look even better. All right, first off, let's make sure that these normals are chilling the fuck out. All right, I'm gonna go to normals, calculate outside. That didn't do it. Not sure why. I'm not sure what's going on here. Huh. Why does it do it there, but nowhere else? Thanks, Alistair. Appreciate the alert. YouTube will. Let's see. Maybe it's the vectors? Aha. Yeah, see, those vectors are pointing inward for some reason. Don't know why. They're just rebellious. I probably just recalculate all the vectors. Or reset vectors. Bam. There we go. Nice. That was weird. Okay, I think we're ready for sculpting now. Let me double check. Sitting at about 50,000 polygons right now. Uh-oh. Why is it frozen? That was weird. Okay. Not entirely sure what this is supposed to be. Okay. Just gonna double check really quickly. But I feel like we are good to start sculpting. Seems that way. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to separate everything by into each of their own separate objects. So anything that's like a loose object, say like these horns right here, we're going to go ahead and separate those. See, what's the hotkey for that again? Oh, it's a separate. Okay. So you select everything, press P, go to buy loose parts. Of course, I shouldn't have done that. Because all the teeth are loose parts. Don't do that. Because it would separate every tooth into its own individual object. Okay, don't do that. And I'm going to need... All right. Quit trying to take shortcuts, Lord. Just do it right. Do it the right way. These are really all I need to separate. Along with the wing webbing. Then I'll be ready for sculpting. And I should go ahead and separate the teeth and tongue too, because once you start sculpting the face, it will start to affect the teeth and tongue and all that. So it'd probably be a good idea just to get these out of the way. Okay. I don't know why all these faces down here are connected to this blend shape. Cool, I guess. Fix that with a blend from shape. Base it on the basis. Unclick add and bam. Looks like it got the ear too. I feel like Guy Fieri every time I go bam. Bam. All right. We're basically just going to do this right inside the mouth. Give it just a little bit of smoothing. I will admit I am not the absolute best when it comes to sculpting out super high detailed maws. I probably never will be. That's just not something I enjoy spending a ton of time on versus like scales. Not my thing, I should say. But I'll give you something. I might actually take care of that in texturing. All right, now we're ready to go. All right. Let's see if 1.7 million is enough. My music might be glitching out because I'm hitting subdivide. The music sound weird for anyone else? Or did it go away as soon as I stopped hitting subdivide? Hi stars, welcome in. Okay, yeah, I guess it is everybody. As soon as I hit the Dragon looked good, so good. Whoa, thank you. This one's about to get the same treatment. We're about to sculpt on his scales. I hope. We're about to find out if I'm able to do this on stream or not, because as much as I want to, music got better. Thank you. Appreciate the feedback. Last time I tried to sculpt on stream, or do high poly sculpts, it didn't work. My computer just couldn't handle it. Okay, so I guess it really was because I was just hitting subdivide. All right, let me find my alphas. My dragon brushes. Because I definitely do not do these without special brushes. Let's see, is this the right brushes? Not quite. These are pretty good, but this is not really what I need, I don't think. Yeah, not quite. No. I have so many different dragon skin brushes in here. I need to organize them a little bit better. All right, just appended some more. Yes, a literal arsenal of scales. I've spent like probably well over $100 on some of these assets. Just to like streamline this process a little bit. This one right here specifically is probably one of my best purchases because this just speeds up the process. This one and this one together. Yeah, but we're gonna need a little more. We're definitely gonna need a little bit more definition here. Oh yeah, and also I always turn the stroke from drag dot onto anchored. That way I can really control the size of the scales that I'm putting down. But at least it's doing it for now, but this is only with 1.7 million polygons. We might have to subdivide one more time. All right, prepare for the music to get a little glitchy for like a second. And maybe the stream might collapse. Tally ho! Okay. I think we're still here. I think we're still here. Okay, I'm still alive. Let's see if we're able to sculpt. Yes! We are. More or less. We're sitting at... Wait, now we're at 1 point... What? Hang on, what's going on here? Okay, now we're at 1.7 million polygons. No. One more subdivision. Okay, 6.8 million polygons. Bravehearts was at 15 million. Okay, here we go. You know, I think I might actually do this one with your mouth closed. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Let me take one more look at your reference. I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what you want, but okay. got some pretty square plating along the hand, all the way down the fingers. Single scales right along the edges. And then everything else around that is fairly randomized. Very little bit of muscle definition. I think we can add that in for sure. Not a ton. We're not going to bulk you up, but just enough. We'll put in some edge scales right along the eyes and the brow to really separate that. I think I'll keep this area directly surrounding your eyeball and eyelids smooth. And that's where I'll paint that color in. Actually, did I model in a nostril for you? I didn't. Okay, yeah, that's another thing we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to model in a nostril. But that takes like a second. Because before I could just paint it on, but now we're not toon shaded anymore. You probably thought you had COVID or something. Man, whenever I got COVID, I lost my sense of smell for like over a year, dog. I couldn't smell shit for a whole ass year. Life was hard, man. Shit killed my mom and then took my smell. Double whammy. Took my sister-in-law's taste for a long time too. She did not have a good time with the Rona. Telling you, the multi-res modifier is the best modifier in Blender. Had it twice? Damn. I didn't have it twice. Just the one time. And then I guess kind of one more time whenever I don't know if that really counts because I got a little bit sick after my first vaccine. Video doesn't want to work? Wait. Can you, am I lagging right now? My condolences, I'll appreciate that. I try not to bring that up. Sometimes I just do it without thinking about it. It's no big deal. Well, it is, but you know, it was years ago. On my side, okay. I wouldn't doubt if it was on my side because of the, whenever I load in the 6 million polygon model here, it tends to try to fight me. All right, so we're actually going to start, before we actually jump into the scales, we're going to give your model, normally I already have this kind of done, like modeled in. But since I didn't build your model from scratch, I'm just going to do it here, where we're going to add in some definition in certain areas Wait. Okay, I just want to make sure. The eyeball needs to be separated too, or it's going to get sculpted into oblivion. It's the only proper way to watch YouTube, in my opinion. Is on your phone. I'm just going to add a little bit of definition around here. It's too strong. So that whenever we bake this normal map on, even whenever your model is back to being low poly, it's going to look smooth. As if I had put on a subdivision surface without actually having to put on a subdivision surface. And also, whenever we get to texture painting, whenever we put this thing into Substance Painter, I can use the creases that I model or that I sculpt in here to guide my shading. I actually won't have to do a ton of shade painting for shading by hand. It's one of the few perks of being able to model or being able to make a not toon shaded model. You know, you can pretty well lean into the model's natural 3D shape to take care of your shading for you, or at least guide you as you paint it on yourself. And we're doing this at a lower subdivision so that, to like a level 2 subdivision, so that whenever we move back up to our level 4 subdivision for sculpting the scales, they'll work together a lot better. Mobile internet's terrible. Excuse me. Mine comes and goes. Ever since Nessie got her own personal computer at home, our internet's been a little bit spotty. How would you, sir, like a bit of a jawline on the house? Maybe not handsome Squidward, you know. Not quite handsome Squidward. As funny as that would be. All right, now we're going to add some definition throughout the body in certain places. sometimes get a little bit carried away whenever I'm sculpting in muscle definition. And like if I'm not like careful, I'll end up like turning you into Baki. Just totally by accident. I'll start sculpting in muscles, and next thing you know, I'm like, you know what, I could probably add some more definition here, a little bit more here and here, and next thing you know, you're Baki. Or Goku. Want to be Baki or Goku? Oh, it absolutely will be, my friend. And I'm really glad that you came to me for it. Might actually have to edit this one a little bit. There we go. I have anchor arms. You there, staring at the TV. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. I used to be a wimp just like you until I got anchor arms. So this is actually going to serve a dual purpose. It's not just going to make you look ripped as hell. It's also, well, not ripped as hell. I'm not going to make you Baki, I swear. But it also is going to help me guide my flow of scales. You know, so when I'm making these scales, I'm not just going to put them in a row nice and neat like these polygons are laid out. They're going to follow the flow of your muscles to some extent. Well, I appreciate it, Winter. I really do appreciate your business. All right, I think that should do it for like surface level sculpting. In an anchor arms toggle. You wouldn't be the first one. I'm working on another one right now that's he's got like weight toggles and muscle toggles on his model. I can't show them on stream because they're not really that, they're not risque really, but you know, you never know what's going to get flagged as like fetish content on, which I guess it kind of is, but whatever. I'm sure you can imagine what this model can do. Use your imaginations. All right. Guess I could do it on your shoulder too. Wouldn't hurt. I don't need him. Yeah, you know better than anyone.
You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. All right. I think that should do it for our surface level sculpt. I don't know if I really need to go much further than that. You don't exactly have like sunken eyes or anything like that. I think I might pinch that a little bit tighter. All right, now we go up to sculpt level 4. And we will begin the arduous and beautiful process of scalification. This will help guide us a little bit. So now we kind of have an idea of where your bicep is, where your tricep is, and all that. It won't follow it too terribly closely because, again, we're not trying to make... Because if I put the scales just perfectly on those lines, it's going to make you look like giga ripped. So we're just going to use them as a very loose guide. All right, we'll start with the face. Turn that hardness down a little bit. Oh. The edges of my alpha are appearing on my brush. Why? Why are you doing this? It's doing it on all of them? No, just that one, really. Okay. Hey, Dragon Breath, welcome in. Alright, that'll work. Your voice is deep. I am deep. They call me Deep Toot. Wait, do I have my dragon voice on? I don't. He does have a baby face, but if you saw the original ref, which... Winter, could you resend me your original ref? Because, like, the other one's on my... I think you sent it to me on Fiverr. And, I can't get into my Fiverr account. I don't really fully need it. I was just curious. But yeah, he's got a real smooth baby face compared to mine. Love your TikToks. Oh, thanks. Been a long time since I've thought about my TikTok account. Long time. I mean, this is a good scale. Why is it busted? She's saying you got a baby face. Through Twitter? Yeah. Just wait till we add the scales. It's like putting a beard on a, you know, whenever you grow out your beard and suddenly you look about 40 years older. That's kind of what we're about to do with Winter here. VRC ready to play models. Custom models are starting at about $800. If you want something like totally custom, that's like this level of detail, yeah, it's going to cost about $800 with a little bit. If you want like the hand sculpted scales, that'd be an extra $200. But if you want, I have a few bases for sale in my Gumroad store. Wait a minute. Is that my Gumroad store? Yeah, my Gumroad store. Like my Dragonborn model is only like $20. Has hand sculpted scales on it. My All Dragon, that's like my quadruped dragon model for VRChat. The Regal Griffon is a quadruped griffon model for VRChat. Hey, Flaming Gamer, what's going on, buddy? We're sculpting scales today again, as we famously do. What I'm trying to figure out is which scales do I want to use specifically for your brow. Probably nothing too crazy, something like really simple. No, something more square. Less pointed, more square. The face is the hardest part. You know, once you get to the body, that's easy. It's just repetitive. Damn, that's low res. Okay, so if you start sculpting and you start to feel like it's coming out really low res, even though you're at like 1,000,000 polygons, you need to add some more resolution to the model. Specifically in this case, it's going to be on the face. I just try not to add spans if they are gonna like go around the entire body or down the arms or whatever. Just mostly the ones that are just gonna go across the face. His model was like really optimized, so it's like kind of tough. Yeah, I'm gonna check Twitter for that reference. All right, let's give that a try. And hopefully I don't have to subdivide this a second or a fifth time, because that would definitely like crash everything. Oh no. Because we added polygons, the subdivision mod, the multi-res subdivision is screwing up on the lower levels. Just great. Hopefully it didn't, just on the nose and on the face. Great. Great. Cool. The ref you sent me before was Anthro. You sent me the quad one. I think you did send me the quad one, but it was just like to show me I can't remember what you were. It had something on it. I think it was a back view of what your stripes looked like. Damn it. Just a very slight lag. Here we go. Let's see how these scales are coming out now, because I really don't want to subdivide it. Ah, damn it. Okay, I might have to subdivide it a fifth time. All right, tally ho. Oh, it still works. All right, that's doable. But I don't think that's the scale I want to use. God, if this one just didn't... If that one just didn't include these artifacts here, it'd be perfect. That one works too. I think I'll use this one for your brow. This one has artifacts too, but I'm going to show you guys why the multi-res modifier is the superior sculpting tool rather than the subdivision surface. So yeah, this one does too. God damn, I don't know why that's happening. Awesome, I'll take a look at those just a sec. So if y'all can see, like right at the edge of these alphas, there's like these little tiny gaps there. What we can do is go to the multi-res displacement eraser. Turn its strength like way down, because we've already got a little bit of sculpting done on those brows, and then you can start to kind of erase it bits at a time. But we're not going to worry about that. I'm about to cover it all with scales anyway. You won't be able to see them. Especially not through a normal map. Hooray! The best part of this video, of this stream, is going to be the video today. You don't want to miss that. Yeah, I know, isn't it amazing? In many cases, these brushes have just about every scale shape I could really ever need. And I don't have to do a lot of like individual scale work or have to like adjust the alphas. And if I have, then I just do it and then I save them into the same file. Like this one had 2 different alphas already on it. one that looked like this and one that was a little more circular. And I went in and I just kind of adjusted it a little bit in Photoshop to make it fit the shape that I needed. And now I have it for future projects. And I just keep doing that forever. When it comes to sculpting scales, the best tool you could ever use are custom alphas. You can take that tip straight to the bank. Dazzling Dragon Studios. I feel like you and I have a couple things in common. Welcome in. Man, all of these have these. Is it because the strength is too high? A little bit. Winter Icarus, what kind of name is that? What kind of fucked up name is that? Winter, get a load of this guy trying to copy you over on Twitch. That's what it is. It's the strength is too high. Wasn't my alpha. I thought my alphas were busted, but it's just the strength is a little high. Well, I appreciate the compliments, and I also appreciate the lurk. I love my lurkers. I put on this show mainly for them. They share my energy. I'm just gonna undo this. Redo it. Screw it. When I added all of that extra topology to the lower levels, or to the lowest level of the subdivision, it just screwed up all of the sculpting I've done thus far. So I'll just do the brow again and the nose again. Didn't screw up the body though, so at least there's that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and upload these photos real quick. This brings me back. So you guys can see the original design. Welcome back, Kazu. We had a bit of a longer stream today. And that's it for our music. Let's go ahead and restart that. Or get I'll do my next one. Yeah, getting those textures in isn't exactly like a very user-friendly thing in Blender, because you export these models as FBX files, so they come out with the way that FBX files export and import. It's unless they are exported and imported with very specific node setups, they don't always come out with their textures attached. But I'm glad you managed to get that set up correctly. If you're running into any more issues or it's not quite looking right in your renders, just let me know and I'll sit down with you and help you out. Wait, forgot what I was doing. I was gonna upload this reference so y'all could see what the original look used to look like. Yeah, imagine what happened was like back in the day, I used to just download stuff from my references from the internet and then just leave them in my downloads folder, never clearing it out. But now I clear out my downloads folder on the regular. Oh yeah, that's why you sent me the other one, your feral form, because that's what that one had the stripes on it. Yeah, but yeah, this is what the old model used to look like, and we've just upgraded. Check out a dead project, sure. Join up in the Discord, that way you can get a hold of me better. Already did? Fantastic, welcome in. Good man. Sounds good. I'll have D&D right after, but I'll message back as I can. Yeah, they do look good. We're gonna bake those onto the muscles are gonna help guide our scales as soon as I get to that point. The setup so far has been kicking me in the ass. Yeah, Discord, yes. I communicate better on Discord, but I use Twitter strictly for business. Dog, I don't know what's going on with your eyes. They're freaking me out. Yeah, I actually started a group locally. I haven't played like in a offline group in a long time. I've been playing online pretty much exclusively for years now, and like kind of feels nice to have actually have another group going. But like at a table, you know? I've got a very strong love-hate relationship with D&D. Sometimes I love it, and sometimes I hate it. The only reason I'm able to play it at all is because I've got a group of friends that I know very well, and they know my style of DMing very well. So we don't ever butt heads. You know, they know exactly how I roll, and I know exactly how they roll. What the heck is going on here? That's weird. Looks like he got like burned or something. And that's really the only way I'm able to play, honestly. Yeah, you got Zuko'd real hard. I was applying the mirror modifier so that... honestly, that's a bad idea. I shouldn't apply the mirror modifier. That's just going to make this even laggier than it already is. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'll just, the only thing is whenever you subdivide a model that has a mirror modifier on it, see how this line divides the model in half? There's really no way around that. But I can always make it like the last thing that I fix. Nice, Flaming Gamer. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Okay. Man, I don't know what it is about your brows, but they are fighting me. I'm trying to smooth them out. Whatever. It's fine. Hey Cal, how's it going? Appreciate the lurk. It's grit. This one still has little bits of artifacts there. Maybe it's the hardness too. No, it's not that. Normal radius. There we go. All right. Fuck. Now we can begin. Damn. Just hours upon hours of setup, and we could finally begin. Yeah, seriously. It's like the kid that you're trying to give a haircut to, and he just keeps squirming around. That's what it feels like with your model. That was you. Same. Same though. Speaking from experience, as an entirely unmedicated ADHD kid. Kind of hard to aim these. Once you get it right, you really got it. See you next time, Shilky. Appreciate you stopping by. Y'all go give Chilky a follow. They are incredible with their models. Absolutely magnificent work. I've never done a shout out before. Let me try it. Okay, it worked. Yay. Yeah, I only got ADHD as far as I know. And sleep apnea. And like a really, really bad blender addiction. It's truly debilitating. Oh, hello, Mama. You done with your nap? You done with your nap? No, you're just picking a new place to nap. Okay. That's a good girl. Yeah, you guys don't understand. Mama is the bestest girl in the whole world. Yeah, it's bad. Trust me, it's real bad. Doctors say there's no cure for it, and I'm just gonna have to live with it. You know, once you try it, all it takes is once. You know, once you make your first model from scratch, it's over. It's over for you. Your life is just over. I'm sure that Chilky can still, if she's still here, can testify to that. It's even worse if you make your first fan animation, like how they do in Death Battle. That's what I'm working towards on my spare time. Actually, I'm going to give your eye a little bit more space. My first model ever, actually I can just show you guys, was my Sonic OC. I wanted to make a Sonic OC Vtuber model because I went on this binge for a while where I was like super obsessed with Sonic after the second Sonic movie came out. I don't know what happened, but it hit me hard. I had a fever. And the only cure was a Sonic OC. So here we are. Sonic vaccine, yeah. Sadly, they have not made any progress on the Sonic vaccine. And now all of you have been infected. Anybody who types in chat while I'm in my Sonic OC form, you get infected with the Sonic flu. And you have to draw a Sonic OC version of any avatar that you carry online. Ow. I don't like this. It goes a little too far back. Look at that. If I was on the subdivision surface instead of a multi-res modifier, I'd have to fucking smooth all this out and start over again. But no, I can just erase the parts I don't like specifically and continue from there. No, a dragon vaccine would make it so that you couldn't, so that you would like be unable to become a dragon. It's a preventative thing. You don't want a dragon vaccine, you want the dragon virus that turns people into dragons. Unfortunately, there is no such thing. Just the Sonic virus, the Sonic flu. For now. But who knows, maybe if it stays in my system long enough, it'll mutate into a dragon virus. With no cure. Yeah, you're in a very late stage dragon virus because you start growing scales all over your body. It's either dragon virus or a very bad case of that one like tree syndrome, you know, the one that like makes fucking calcified bone grow all over your body, makes you look like a tree. One of like the most horrific diseases on the planet. Yeesh. So I basically come in here and I put scales down chunks at a time. In all of the gaps. And if I run into any like little gaps like that only fit maybe one scale, I will then come up to like this one right here, and then I'll just slap that in like that. And it fills in those gaps real nicely. Look at that. Crisp. Crisp. Oh yeah, it's horrific. Don't look it up. I'm serious. Don't do it. But yeah, this one alpha right here, I can't honestly remember which artist I bought this specific one from, but man, it just, God, I've gotten so much mileage out of this one brush. This I'm probably just gonna leave mostly smooth on the inside, but color it Maybe with just a little bit of texture. Hang on. Fucking square. Still showing up just a little bit. It probably wouldn't even show up on the normal map itself, but just in case, I'm just gonna...
Ow.
Let me see. What do I want to do on your snout? 'Cause I'm not just gonna like cover you head to toe in just this one thing. I need to add some variety to the size of your scales. You know, you scared Flippy. I hope you're happy. It's okay, baby. It's okay. I'll add some more big scales. Yes, he came up straight up to the microphone, looked right at it, and meowed into it at full volume. Because he does that. He loves to do that very much. Let's see. I think before I start getting tied into these little... Oh, yeah, you probably knocked over one of these guys at my feet. Whenever people jump into the lore cave for the first time, they come down as like little models at my feet. I'm not in my environment right now, because I figured that was probably one of the main causes of the lag last time. Oh crap, uh-oh, they're fighting. Ah, no, stop fighting. You quit that fighting. You quit that fighting. You be nice to each other. Them bad babies. You bad. You be nice to each other. What do I want to do for your snout? Yeah, it was definitely all of those things combined, but the only thing I did different between your model, Winter, and your model and Winter's model today is I just didn't do the environment. I just loaded just my model today. And so far I haven't had any lag, like at all. Last time it was just straight up undoable. Like I just could not sculpt your model at all on stream. But that's definitely not the case today. Yeah, I guess it was. And the thing was, I was pretty sure that my environment wasn't like super high detailed or anything like that, but I guess it was. Or just enough to cause issues. I don't think this is gonna work with the mirror modifier on. I might have to sculpt that. What GPU do I have? Good question. What is it? Let's find out. Damn, I was hoping it'd be on the About page. My processor is a Ryzen 3600 6-core processor. My graphics card... Let me see. I think it'll tell me the GeForce thing. You know what? You might be right, Braveheart. I think it is the models that are just like resting there on my counter. I decimated most of them so they'd be lower poly, but I guess I probably didn't really do as much as I should have. Those probably have more polygons in one of those models than I have in the entire environment. I think it's a 2080, like an NVIDIA 2080. Nothing too terribly spectacular. That turned out all right. Yeah, that turned out okay. Yeah, we'll just do that. Yeah, I think you're right. 2080, I feel like, is about as much as I've ever needed. Unless it's like a newer game. Like some of these newest games that have come out recently, they're just so utterly unoptimized that like they just don't work. That's why I've pretty much given up PC gaming unless I want to really shell out some serious cash for a better graphics card, and even then I don't even know if it'd be worth it, because I give it another 2 years and it'll be completely obsolete to the next terribly unoptimized game with, you know, goddamn 1 million polygon models in every direction. I'm just gonna continue buying the next console, I guess. Because I never have issues on my PlayStation, ever. I've never had a game crash. Ow. Oh, is that when Rebirth comes out? On Thursday? I still haven't played the first part of that. I need to. I just need to be in the mood for a Final Fantasy game. Yeah, Winter, I've had that exact same issue, which is why I just don't stream video games on my PC anymore. I just can't. With or without the model. And honestly, I'm not going to stream at all without the model. That's just the what's the point, you know? In my case, I don't ever have this problem with VR games either. Because VR games are kind of forced to be optimized. You can't run a VR game without it being optimized. It just won't do it. Another reason I can get a lot of use out of this specific alpha is because like I might need just a line of rough scales going across the top here or something. And then I can delete the big one at the bottom. Like this. Yeah, we're both waiting on Dragon's Dogma 2, baby. It's coming. It's a-coming. I've been trying to get my sister to play the first one so that she can be just as excited. Yes, you should go back and play the original. I still think to this day, it is one of the best RPGs ever made. And it's dirt cheap right now. For a game that came out in like, I think it was 2013 or 2012, it is still has the most solid gameplay. They just don't make games that hardcore anymore, you know? I'd say the best way to describe it is like if you wanted to combine Monster Hunter, Devil May Cry, I used to have like a list of like Shadow of Colossus. Yeah, that'd be it. Shadow of Colossus, Monster Hunter, and Devil May Cry. Just slap all of those together into a blender, you would get Dragon's Dogma. And the magic system in it is just unbeatable. Fucking conjure entire goddamn tornadoes, like... Man. And you can respec at any time, like... So you never have to worry about, you know, oh, should I pick this class first, or should I have to wait a whole playthrough to play this, or whatever. No, fuck that. You just respec at any time. I gotta start setting up my D&D game here pretty soon, so I'll probably try to finish the head. And that'll probably be as far as I get until Thursday. Scale works looking nice. Thank you. It is definitely my pride and joy. I want to go for something a little more serpentine right here on your nose. Might have to hand sculpt them to get exactly what I want. That was the story. Fantastic. My players don't watch Twitch, so they will never get the spoilers here. And if you are here and you've been lurking this whole time, get out of here. Get out of here, you fucking rascals. They're probably not, though. So the story is, they're going to start in this very high fantasy land called the Virtuasis. As far as they understand, that is the only continent in the known world. And they've never questioned that fact. In the center of that continent, a giant tower has risen, reaching all the way to the skies. The God Empress of the land of Virtuasis has appeared to everyone in their dreams, saying that this tower poses an existential threat to the entire continent, and has offered untold riches, fame, and pardons for any crime, so long as you are willing to venture into the tower and find the cause of this undead plague that is spreading from its base. The players will enter this tower for their own self-described reasons, whether it be fame, forgiveness of a crime, service to their country, whatever, and they will die there. Without a doubt, they will die there. It is inevitable. This place is unimaginably deadly. And but the thing is, they will awaken after this total party wipe in a pod. And they will be explained to by the Messiah, their God Empress, that they have this entire time been inside of a virtual reality world that was created to house humanity during an apocalypse that destroyed the environment. They were only supposed to stay there until the environment was deemed suitable for reinhabitation. But some things went wrong with the algorithm, and now that it is executing the apocalypse scenario, in which it is trying to end the Virtuasis before they are able to actually safely return to their bodies. The players being the only ones able to return to their bodies, their real bodies. So the Messiah tells them, you have to stop this, the apocalypse. You have to stop the apocalypse system, but you can only do it from within the game. Your bodies have been killed, but that doesn't mean, but your souls live on. So that means that you can inhabit the body of another Virtuasis person and try again at the tower. You could try as many times as you like, but every time you die in a body there, a piece of your mind is lost. So if you die enough times, you're basically going to lobotomize yourself. Shield Hero? I've never heard of Shield Hero. So, yeah, it's going to be one hell of a twist for them, especially because I've told them already that this is going to be the most brutal campaign I've ever done. They're going to be able to try their hand at the tower multiple times, and the tower doesn't change. So they're going to be able to kind of play this D&D game like it's a video game. But of course, they have to understand that the people whose bodies they choose to possess in order to, trek into the tower, those are real people with real lives outside of wait, you know, with real bodies waiting in the pods in the real world. So if they get those people killed, if they, you know, have those bodies destroyed, those people are dead forever. So they won't be able to just go crazy because it's not their own lives that are, not just their own lives that are at stake, but the people who they choose to possess. So imagine you're playing a video game, and every time you die in that video game, you're fine. You can come back and try again, but that person is dead. That version of your character is dead. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have a great time with this one. I'm flattening these scales a little bit. I might have gone too much. Yeah, this one's gonna be fun. This one's gonna basically allow me to play D&D like a video game, rather than having to like play it like a big pretend session. That's what, like I said earlier, I have like this very intense love-hate relationship with D&D, and if we're not in combat at least once every other session, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore. Like, I didn't come to the table to, you know, play pretend for 4 hours. You know, I can write a better story by myself. I'm an author. You know, if I wanted to, like, if there's a story that I want told, I'll just write it. I'll just write it. But, you know, if there's a game, I come to play D&D. You know, I've come to the table to play the game. There are, you know, hundreds of pages worth of rules and spells in this game, and maybe like 1 page on role playing, you know? If I want to play a role playing game where, like, you know, my choices really hold the difference, I'll play Call of Cthulhu. Because Call of Cthulhu is not a combat oriented game. That's more of a investigative game, and I think it lends itself well to more role play and less combat. Yeah, I got me some hot takes for sure on D&D. Also, I'm like a notorious railroader. I like to railroad my players real hard, but like I said, they know how I am. They know how I'm built. They know how I DM, and they trust that the road that I'm sending them on is going to be not only a good story but fun as hell. So they don't mind it. Put some trust in your DM. If they're a good DM, they'll railroad you in the right direction. If they suck, then, well, you know, you can't all be me. Big head mode activated. There we go. Man, it's like extra big head mode on my Sonic OC. Yeah, I just kind of just jump around and place these to fill in those gaps. What's really going to be important here, for another landmark, is going to be the lips. I actually think that I want to give him serpent-like lips. What I mean by that is like they have these big scales surrounding their lips. So whenever he opens his mouth and does the whole like, you know, fangs out thing like a snake, I think it'll look really nice. But what do you think, Winner? Make some room for him. All right, we'll give that a go. We'll see how it looks. Because he doesn't have a serpent head, per se. But I don't think that'll matter too much. Does kind of look like teeth. Let me see. This was a project I was working on a while back. I wanted to make a Yanti model, like a base model for VRChat. I never got around to it. I only sculpted the head. Yeah, see, like I think I might do something more like this for your guy. Not this, maybe not this big, but like, I think I do need to make them slightly different sizes. I think I might do something like this for your snout too. I don't know. I need to come back to this model, seriously. I really do. I think we'll go taller on the top, wider on the top. And then they gradually get smaller. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So it looks less like teeth and more like scales. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. Oops. I'm a little iffy on it. I don't know. I might have to sleep on it. I don't really know. I might have to go, or I might go with maybe less serpentine lips because, hang on. Let's see what happens if I open his mouth. Oh jeez, it's gonna crash. I forgot to turn off the subdivisions first. Oh. Okay, it didn't crash, thank goodness, but that could have happened. I definitely like the nose and the snout. This looks great. I don't know what the fuck is going on right here. Don't know what, I think that's the shape key, but I don't know about the lips yet. Yeah, I do like the brows. I think this is a good choice for the brows. Yeah, apparently you're growing out that little mustache. Speaking of... Hang on. This boy is still up for adoption. Honestly, like, if nobody adopts this model within like the next week, I'm gonna turn it red. I'm gonna paint it with my color scheme and keep him for myself. I might just do that anyway. Yeah, I think I might make these smaller because, like, I think this would look good if the whole head was painted or was like sculpted to look like a snake. Kind of like how this one has big scales all over it, you know, from all the way up until like the back. So like the big scales around the lips don't look crazy. You know, they don't look a little out of place. Because it's not until you actually get off the head that it actually turns into that. I was basing it off of this diagram here. Basically. It's kind of what I was going for here to some extent. And I think that yours would look best. Let me see. Like the Lord's Dragonborn. Those lips have much smaller scales. mean, it's not bad. I actually kind of like it, but I don't know. I might have to sleep on it. I'm gonna sleep on it, then I'll come back to it. And if I don't like it, I'll erase it and do it like Lore's Dragonborn. Rainbow Squad. Yeah, because see, like, they got much smaller lips that kind of fit with the small scales that surround them. So I think I might just do that. But we'll see. I'll sleep on it. But yeah, we're off to a good start. We got them completely prepped and ready to go. We just need to, I just need to keep on sculpting. Lots of sculpting to do. All right, I'm gonna send y'all on a raid. Let's see which of my Blender buddies is just streaming. Are any of my Blender buddies is streaming? Thanks for stopping by again, Flaming Gamer. Hope to see your reference here pretty soon. Sure, while I'm looking for a raid. Let's see, I got a couple of Blender buddies streaming. Yeah, go ahead. All right, I'm gonna send y'all to, I'm gonna send y'all to Wireframe. He's another 3D modeler, and he's got a very unique design. I think you guys will enjoy it. I think he's making emotes today. All right, y'all go give him a follow, give him as much love as you guys have shown me today. Remember, commissions are always open, so if you're thinking about getting yourself a model, get up on my schedule. Get up on my schedule, and we'll get you a nice, high quality model for VRChat, VTubing, or whatever you need. All right, y'all. I'll see you Thursday, and we'll get back to work on winter. Peace out.
It's nice and simple.